Good evening, and welcome back to WNBA Trending. I'm Ava, and tonight we're diving into a story that's been circulating across the WNBA world and beyond. A story not just about basketball, but about leadership, respect, and the kind of bond that makes a team more than just a collection of athletes. Chicago Sky rookie sensation Angel Reese has been one of the most talked about names in basketball this season. From her record-setting performances to her fiery competitiveness, Reese has proven she belongs in the league and is here to stay. But what stood out most this week wasn't her stat line, her rebounding dominance, or even her clutch plays. Instead, it was a simple, heartfelt forward message she directed toward one of her Chicago Sky teammates that has people talking. The words were, "I've got your back." Those 4 words might seem small at first, but for anyone who has followed the Sky this season, they carry an enormous weight. This team has had its fair share of ups and downs, navigating through injuries, tough losses, and the pressure of developing young talent alongside seasoned veterans. Yet through it all, players like Angel Reese have made it clear that this is more than just about winning games. It's about building a culture of trust and accountability. Let's rewind a little and set the stage. The moment came after a particularly physical and emotional game for the Sky. One of Reese's teammates had faced heavy criticism both online and in the media for their performance, with questions swirling about their consistency and role within the team. Instead of letting the noise take over, Reese went out of her way to post a message of support, directly addressing her teammate in front of fans and critics alike. "I've got your back." It wasn't flashy. It wasn't dramatic. But it was powerful. In just 4 words, Reese reminded her teammate and the entire basketball community that true leadership isn't about pointing fingers or seeking the spotlight. It's about standing beside the people who battle with you every night on the court. What makes this moment even more significant is that Angel Reese is still just a rookie in the WNBA. Rookies aren't always expected to take on leadership roles right away. They're usually told to learn, to listen, and to wait their turn. But Reese has shown throughout her career, from her days at LSU to now with the Chicago Sky, that she's not wired to simply wait in the shadows. She leads with action, and she leads with words when they're needed most. This 4-word message also sums up the way Reese has played the game all season. On the court, she's been relentless, leading the league in rebounds, fighting for every loose ball, and putting her body on the line night after night. She's the kind of player who doesn't just chase her own stats. She does the dirty work that helps her team succeed. And off the court, she brings that same energy, that same "I've got your back" mentality into the locker room and into her relationships with her teammates. Now, let's talk about what this means for the Sky. Chicago has been going through a rebuilding phase, balancing young stars like Reese and Camila Cardoso with experienced players who know what it takes to win in the WNBA. In a league as competitive as this one, the margins are slim. Chemistry and trust can be the difference between a team that falls apart under pressure and a team that thrives when things get tough. Reese's words and the meaning behind them show that the Sky are building something deeper than just X's and O's. It also shines a spotlight on Reese's growth as a professional. Remember, this is the same player who was heavily scrutinized during her college career. She was labeled as too fiery, too outspoken, even too confident at times. Yet those same qualities are now proving to be exactly what her team needs. By telling her teammate, "I've got your back," Reese is showing that her competitiveness doesn't just come out when she's chasing rebounds. It comes out in her commitment to lifting up the people around her. Fans have quickly taken notice, too. Social media was buzzing after the message was shared, with fans applauding Reese for her maturity, her loyalty, and her ability to lead even as one of the youngest players on the roster. Many called the moment classy and exactly what you want from a franchise cornerstone. Let's not forget the context of the WNBA itself. This league has always been built on more than just basketball. It's been built on advocacy, solidarity, and the idea that athletes can use their platforms to support one another through challenges both on and off the court. Reese's words fit right into that legacy. They weren't just about basketball. They were about creating a culture where women athletes stand together, no matter what critics might say. What's also remarkable here is how this moment reinforces Reese's image as both a competitor and a role model. Young athletes looking up to her can see that leadership doesn't always have to be loud or complicated. Sometimes, leadership is simply about letting someone know that they're not alone. So, what comes next for Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky? With the playoffs approaching and every game carrying extra weight, it's clear that the Sky will need more than just talent to make a run. They'll need trust. They'll need unity. And they'll need players like Reese who are willing to say and show, "I've got your back," when the pressure is at its highest. As for Reese's teammate, the one she addressed with those 4 words, sources close to the team say the message made a huge impact. It boosted morale, strengthened a locker room, and reminded everyone that while critics can say what they want, the only voices that really matter are the ones inside the huddle. To close the story, let's think about why it's resonating so much. In professional sports, we often focus on highlights, stats, and superstar performances. But sometimes, the most meaningful moments aren't about numbers at all. They're about words. They're about teammates standing together when it would be easier to stay quiet. They're about proving that no matter how tough the game gets, you're not alone in the fight. And in 4 words, "I've got your back," Angel Reese managed to show the world exactly who she is: a competitor, a teammate, a leader, and above all, someone who understands that basketball is about more than just the scoreboard. It's about people. That's all for today's feature on WNBA Trending. I'm Ava, and we'll keep following the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese, and the rest of the league as the season continues to unfold. Stay tuned for more stories that show not just the talent of these incredible athletes, but also the heart and humanity that make the WNBA so special.